What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Kid Taj. And I know that the idea of a Michael Porter or Marvin Bagley on your team, especially a team that's good now, just that idea is something that's, pretty appealing, and I can totally understand that. Like, it makes sense. These prospects get super hyped. The hype around these guys that we see their mixtapes and their highlights everywhere. It's like NBA stars. Lonzo Ball and Markelle Fultz. Well, I should just say Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball especially, the guy has the hype of an NBA superstar, and he hasn't even played a game yet. NBA prospects in general, though, the top guys are expected to be stars. And, guys like Porter and Bagley are guys that, a lot of people think should turn out to be star players. So, the possibility of avoiding picking up one of those two, even though it's not a guarantee, I can understand why someone might be hesitant just because of the value that you might be missing out on, especially if, in this case, of course, LeBron James. If this guy decides to leave, you are better off with a draft pick. And the reason why is because if LeBron James leaves, that's your entire formula. That is your team leaving. Basically, LeBron James is the only player in the NBA pretty much that, pretty much is a team unto itself. I mean, there really isn't another player that in today's NBA like that. So if LeBron leaves, Cleveland has to rebuild everything, even if they have Kevin Love on their team and maybe Isaiah Thomas if he decides to stay. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that it would be a lot easier to have that pick and use that pick, and that pick would probably be more useful to you if LeBron James wasn't there, if that team had a lower percentage of being that team in the finals every year. But since LeBron's on that team, we do know that this Cavs team is guaranteed to be good and nearly guaranteed to be an NBA Finals team as well. So you think about this pick, it makes absolutely perfect sense to trade this thing away. First of all, this is another year. It's not like LeBron James has 10, 20 more years to be great. LeBron James is winding down, and it might not have started yet, but he's gonna be winding down in a few years or next year or whenever it is, unless you think he's already winding down. LeBron James is gonna be on the decline, and it's gonna happen soon, and he's not gonna have 10 more years to be this good. Probably not even 5. Judging by his age, but then again, LeBron James isn't most athletes. Still, it isn't good to bank on him to be this good for that much longer. Developing a player isn't just like a snap of a finger and it's there. I mean, if they draft Michael Porter isn't going to be a top tier player from day one, if at all. It's going to take a few years, and it's going to take a lot of, growth, and something that maybe LeBron James doesn't want to sit through. Granted that LeBron's still in Cleveland at the moment. And while I was pretty shocked, and, it was interesting to see that Cleveland picked up this pick, and, the initial reactions like, oh man, Cleveland could have Marvin Bagley or Michael Porter. The thing is that I don't think it would be very smart at all now to use that pick on somebody. It was interesting at the moment, but when you think about it more, it really doesn't make any sense. Why would the Cavs wait another year, another few years for one of those players to be incredibly good when they could trade that pick and get better now? The present is the only thing that matters for a team like the Cavs. This is not a team, where we're waiting for people to get good. We're waiting for people to hit their primes. LeBron James is 32 or 33. I don't know. He's one of those, but he's in his 30s. This team is not very high on young talent. This team is pretty old, to be honest. And these guys have been together for a while. We're welcoming in Isaiah Thomas. But overall, almost everybody on this team is a seasoned veteran. These guys know how to play, of course, but a lot of these guys aren't getting a whole lot better, which is why you really can't just wait for Michael Porter or wait for whoever when you should be trading that pick away now. And I've heard the talks. Boogie Cousins is a frequent name I've heard. And I'm not sure. I saw these Twitter posts about apparently the Cavs are talking about shipping the first pick in Iman Shumpert for Boogie Cousins. And I don't think that was verified, so I'm not going to go ahead and act like that was a real rumor. But Boogie Cousins' name should be in, these conversations. They should be looking for someone like that. Or maybe not exactly Boogie Cousins, but somebody with that type of stardom. I mean, I'm not sure how well Boogie Cousins would fit on the Cavs team. I'm not super high on Boogie Cousins in the first place, even though I do acknowledge his talent. I do acknowledge, that the skill gap between him and almost every other NBA player is pretty big. So, look, Boogie Cousins is great, but in terms of pairing with LeBron, Love, and IT, I don't know if he's the guy you want. The Cavs should be looking towards DeAndre Jordan, personally, I think. Or maybe someone like DeAndre Jordan. I think that the center position is pretty important for them. Someone that can, protect the rim really well and help out with their defense and get rebounds. Someone great, and maybe even like Rudy Gobert or something, if that's what that pick would get you. I don't think it would. If I'm the Jazz, I'm not trading Rudy Gobert because I think he's a really valuable commodity. But this is just the type of target player I think Cleveland should try getting, because looking at that team, they do not need another player to have the ball in their hands. LeBron James, IT, and Kevin Love, the ball goes around quite enough for those three. You don't need a fourth guy to take touches away from those guys. That's just not going to help. And Boogie Cousins is going to do just that. And I know the guy can do more than score. I know that, he's a good rebounder. He's big. He's a presence. But really, why are you trading for Boogie Cousins if you're only going to use part of his skill set? And because it doesn't really make sense. I guess he can shoot a little bit, and that's cool, but the post-ups, there probably aren't going to be too many of them, and if there are, then Kevin Love is just going to be turned into a spot-up shooter permanently, which, it's kind of talent going to waste. So I think this team needs somebody that can do other things besides dribbling the ball. Someone that doesn't need the ball, but is a great player. Someone like Klay Thompson, someone like DeAndre Jordan. Those are pretty much like the prototype players they need. Klay Thompson, a guy that can defend, shoot the lights out, and is very effective as an overall player. And yeah, it would be kind of weird to see Klay Thompson to the Cavs. And if you're trading that pick to the Warriors, are they really valuing it that much? They're the Warriors. Then again, the Warriors do have a longer window than the Cavs because they are overall younger. Their big pieces are younger, and a pick that they could develop into more talent in the future is pretty scary. Considering how good they are at developing these players, the Warriors would probably have more of an interest for this pick than the Cavs would, just considering their window. Be great. I think that it's definitely something that they would probably value. Now, are they going to give up Klay Thompson? It would be interesting, but it wouldn't really change a lot about the NBA atmosphere, I think. I mean, it would be kind of cool because the Warriors would be losing a piece that helps them, which would make the NBA, I guess, more balanced. But then again, the Cavs are just an absolute giant. The Cavs are pretty much what the Warriors were if that happens. You got Isaiah Thomas, Klay Thompson, LeBron, and Love in your starting lineup. Either way, if the Cavs move this pick, they are going to be looking incredibly dangerous. They're going to be about as good as the Warriors, if not better, if they move this pick. Which is why it's such a key thing for the Cavs, because it doesn't look like they can really handle the Warriors without doing this. It feels like they're going to get to the finals, and the same exact thing that happened last year is going to happen this year. So if you ask me, this is very important. The Cavs need to make a trade, and they need to make a good one if they want to contend with the Warriors. And if this happens, I don't know if I'm really on board anymore with anything in the NBA, because we're literally going to have two teams that are like 10 times better than everybody else. It's just not going to be fair at all. And yeah, I mean, the finals will be better than last year, and we might have this crazy NBA finals, but Jesus, no other team will have a shot. If the Cavs get a big name player that can help them and make their team better and fix their big flaws, or one of them, or something like that, they get a star for this pick, that would be absolutely insane if you ask me. So pretty much if you're the Cavs front office, you're trying to get this pick out of there. In my opinion, I don't see the point in keeping a pick like this. It doesn't really make sense. It's not going to help. It's just not going to overlap in the right way. And LeBron's going to be like 36 or 37 by the time the pick becomes a star. If that pick is going to be a star anyway, it's like a risk. Why wouldn't you just trade that pick for a star now? Or maybe not. I know you're not going to get like a perennial all-star type player maybe, but you could get a really good player, someone that could help you a lot. And for me, I don't even think the Cavs need a perennial all-star. I just think they need a guy that can help do what they're not very good at. The Cavs don't need another ball handler, and the best players in the NBA are ball handlers. So, you know, the most highly touted, at least. There are a lot of valuable players that don't handle the ball that much. A lot of valuable players that can do what the Cavs need, but aren't going to be worth too much for the Cavs to give up. The Cavs could really make a gain off this. I think they would be foolish to keep this pick. Absolutely foolish. Like, their championship hopes would go through the roof if they made something like this that could help them that much. And make the Kyrie Irving trade look absolutely beautiful. I don't think that it's gonna work out very well for them if they just use this on somebody in the draft. That doesn't really appeal. I don't think that's something you should do if you're the Cavs, but that's gonna do it. This is definitely a situation they have to capitalize on, and I think teams will know that they're looking to get rid of this pick, and if they don't, they could, if the Cavs could finesse the Celtics like they did, imagine what they could do with this pick, really. I mean, I don't know. What are we counting on them for? This would be crazy. I don't know if I want this because it would just imbalance the NBA more. But I'm just saying, Cavs, I hate the Warriors a lot, and I would love it if, they lost, but at the expense of our NBA just being two teams. So, I don't know. It's like pick your poison right now. That's going to do it. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'm out. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.